What is up, Laker Nation? Welcome back to the live stream. It's your boy DTLF, man. Glad to see you guys today as the Lakers face the Sacramento Kings at 6:30 Pacific time. No Brandon Ingram, no Lonzo Ball. Injuries continue to pile up. But we do have Josh Hart, and we have a good enough of a young crew that we should be able to win tonight's game, especially since the Kings are really tanking now. So let's get it tonight. It's going to be interesting. A lot of things to talk about, guys. I'm going to let you guys pick the topic today. Keys to the game. You know, we got to crash the glass, get out in transition, try to push the pace, and we'll see what happens. But I'm going to let you guys pick the topic you guys want to talk about today because, honestly, we can't really break this game down too much. We don't have two of our key players, which are Lonzo and Ingram, and they're a tanking team. So pretty much it's a coin flip. Anybody can win it. If they decide they want to play hero ball at the end, they're going to end up beating us. But we have the talent to beat them for sure, even though we're undermanned. So it could go either way. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. We got no Brandon Ingram, no Lonzo Ball. Like I said, the key is limiting turnovers, trying to push the pace as much as you can, and crashing the glass because their bigs can crash the glass as well. So play the bench guys a lot. That would be great. If we play really want to see Thomas Bryant. This last little stretch of the games, really want to try to get him out there and see what he could do. Give us something. Do you think Caruso will start at point? I mean, I wouldn't mind it at all. That'd be nice. Maybe we can slide. No, actually, I actually believe it's going to be Josh Hart. I mean, if I'm Luke, I'm starting Josh Hart, so we'll see. Kuzma is just too inconsistent at point. Oh, no, too inconsistent with the jumper. I don't know about that, man. He's shooting one of the higher clips on the team. We sure we're talking about the right Kuzma, Kyle Kuzma? Because Kuzma has been pretty efficient for us. He's been one of our better shooters. So Peyton, Bryant, Zoo, and Ware. Yeah, I would love to see them all out there for sure. Lakers need to run. Agreed. Better watch out so Vince Carter doesn't strike again. I mean, look, about the whole Vince Carter situation, I don't think it was with malice. Me and my girl reviewed the video, and it looked like Vince Carter was getting ready to get into his defensive stance, but then like figured he was too late at the end, and he even tried to move out of the way. But his momentum, his body carried him into the player, and it's just a freak accident. You can't really blame him. Plus, on top of that, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Vince Carter is not known to be dirty. He's been a class act throughout his career, and I wish everybody the best. But it looks like Patrick McCall's going to be okay anyway, so that's good news. Kuzma is the best shooter, but Ingram has the highest ceiling. I can agree with that. However, year to year, that can change. If Kuzma comes next year and makes like a 6 to 7 point jump, then that's automatically going to flip. Now, people have to remember, just because he's 22 and he wasn't a freshman coming out of college doesn't mean he doesn't have high potential. I mean, this guy looks like a stud. He looks like he's getting ready to take the league by storm. Has all the moves in the world. His offensive arsenal, it's equipped heavily with a lot of weapons. So I think the sky's the limit for Kuz as well, man. Don't ever limit his potential only because he's 22. You know what I mean? But however, I understand what you're saying. Brandon Ingram is only 20. So, I mean, it looks like he has the world of potential, and I believe it too. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm joking. Any reports show that he didn't have any serious damage. Yeah, that's the best part of all, What are you doing for Easter, Dan? Just spending time with my family, man. My brother, my girlfriend, and my little nephew, man. You know what? We're going to go get him some candy to put in eggs, man. We said we were going to, right?
We were.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, we'll probably take care of my little nephew, man. That's the best thing, and just, spend time with the family. I really kind of celebrated yesterday. We had some carne asada at the park. Spend some time with my family, so it's all good. What are you guys doing, man? Hopefully you guys have a great day. I'm gonna stay here and watch the Laker game, but after that we'll see. Is Bryant on the squad tonight, or is he in the G League? It looks like Thomas Bryant. I haven't heard any reports that they recalled him, but let me double check that for you really quick on my Twitter feed. No updates on Thomas Bryant thus far that I've seen. Just got back from work, so anything I might have missed it. But if anybody knows, go ahead and update us on the timeline. But yeah, I think Thomas Bryant they haven't recalled him. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm still keen on Ingram. Ingram is, trust me, the potential is all there, guys. The work ethic is there, the humbleness. The kid's gonna be special. It's all a matter of opportunity and staying healthy for all of our young core. Do you think LeVar has held Lonzo back? Not necessarily. I mean, he got off to a rocky start because everybody had the target on his back, but as the season progressed, it was kind of a lost storyline, so people just forgot about Lonzo and just focused on their own season. And he got better as the season progressed. So I don't really think his dad had much to do with it, especially since he's been in Lithuania for the most part. Ingram has really improved his threes. He could be a great shooter one day. Yeah, I agree. 100%, man. Squad. Hey, what's up, Combat Sports Talk? How you doing, bro? Good to see you, man. LA Kings still fighting for a playoff spot. For sure, man. Thanks for the update. Appreciate you, bro. Check out his channel, guys. Dan, we getting PG-13 in the offseason. Then Leonard and Klay Thompson. You know what? I'm all for it. At this rate, I'm not gonna circle any players' names. I just want to get a combination of players to go with Julius Randle and our current roster, and we'll be set. So however it happens, however Magic and Rob figure it out, I think either way, man, future's bright. We're trending upwards. We already have 33 wins. Hopefully we get at least 10 win overlap, meaning that we won 10 more games than last year. But we'll see. We'll see, man. We still got a couple games to play here. Tonight should be a dub, and then we'll be 2 games away at least from that. How do you feel about Vince Carter? Love the guy, man. I have no ill will, no ill feelings towards Vince. He's a good dude. Got to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think that was a freak accident. He looked worried genuinely on the sideline, and he felt guilty. So, you know, all is good, and I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose. Lonzo is not playing today. He's out with a knee contusion, and Brandon Ingram is out as well because he went through the whole concussion protocol, so he didn't even practice with the team. So they're both going to be out at least one more game, but they might be back by next game, hopefully. They recalled him, did they? Oh, okay. I haven't really looked at my timeline like below what I just checked right now. So appreciate the updates, guys. I try to get you guys for the most part, but whenever you guys got me, I appreciate you guys. They recalled him. That's good. Hopefully he gets some playing time. That's what matters. Dan, should we re-sign Isaiah Thomas and Brook Lopez? Only if we miss in free agency. We're definitely not going to be able to afford either of those if everything goes according to plan. Maybe one on a 1-year minimum deal if they take a huge pickup. But if everything goes according to plan and we land 2 superstars, you can pretty much kiss those 2 bye-bye. Dan, if we only had DeAndre Ayton, he's really good, man. He's going to be good. He's going to be a force in the league. But I'm happy with our roster. I wouldn't, change it up. I wouldn't switch it up. I like the way the team's turned out so far. Luke's not worried about getting fired. Lonzo's not giving a dang about his dad's talk, and Randall's playing hard. Next season will be dope with the young core. Yes, man. And to be honest with you guys, this season was fun. It had its up and downs, but most of the downs were due to injury. So it was a pretty fun season, man. I'll give him that. Magic delivered on what he promised. He said it was going to be a fun season. There was going to be improvement, and the young guys were going to be developing. So all of the above happened, and so far so good with Magic. Dan, do you think Kuzma has the ability to turn his skill? Wait, let me scroll back up, man. I didn't finish reading it. Sorry. It says, Dan, do you think Kuzma has the ability to turn his skill on and off? Because he always goes off and he sees us losing. He demands the ball in the second half, but in the first half, he always shies away. You know what, man? Kuzma is one of those players. He has that superstar gene that once he starts seeing the ball go through the hoop, he can get hot real quick, and then he becomes hard to stop. He could go on a row and hit like 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 shots in a row. Really great player, spark plug type. The key to that is just, holding it throughout the course of the game, because really he's dropping 27 points here and there. He's dropped some 30-point games. He's never quite hit 40 like that, but he's very capable of hitting 40 if he had more consistent first and second quarters parallel to that second half. So again, he's a rookie. He's still got stuff to work on. By no means is he a perfect player, but nobody is in the rookie season. So, and there's no such thing as a perfect player. But Kuzma is He's pretty much head and shoulders above most of the rookie class, except for Donovan Mitchell and a couple of other players. But we really struck gold with this kid for reals. Are we gonna see another player be stretched off tonight? God, I hope not. It's been a injury plague season for the whole NBA, so I hope not. I would like Hassan Whiteside on the Lakers. I'm gonna get to that really quick, Isaiah. I'm gonna talk about Hassan Whiteside. Thanks for reminding me. But really quick about the Lakers. Let me read the rest of your guys' comments before I move on. It says Dan, you're the only legit Laker channel out there, bro. All of them other channels are weak AF. I got you, bro. I appreciate you, Combat. It means a lot, man. There's a couple of other good channels too, though. Yours is pretty good. You cover the Lakers as well. We got Laker Film Room. There's a couple of other good ones, man, that for sure I appreciate. If I missed anybody, I forgot. But sometimes I have so many things on my mind that I'm trying to get. Lake Show as well. That's my dude. Tony. So go check them out, all of them. But we were 11-27. I don't know what you mean by that. It says focus. It says we don't need LeBron. Focus on building the core with the superstars and make it to the playoffs. I agree. We don't need LeBron. LeBron is a luxury. If he comes, he's just going to propel us that much higher. But at this point, do we need LeBron to keep trending upwards? No way. We're trending up regardless. And we definitely don't need to give up the farm to appease him. If he wants a Andrew Wiggins type deal where we have to trade one of our young players, or maybe a couple of young players to get the star of his choosing, I wouldn't do it. So I'm sure Magic is smart enough not to give the reins over to LeBron. So if LeBron wants to come to the Lakers for the first time ever, he's going to have to be compliant. And we'll see. We'll see if he respects Magic Johnson enough. He might just do that. Dan, you heard about D'Lo getting benched after playing 5 minutes into the first quarter? That was the last game, huh? Or something like that? Or was that today? Yeah, I read it on Twitter, man. I really didn't see, but I wish the kid the best, man. I'm not going to hate on kids just because they're no longer Lakers. I wish him the best. He was one of my favorite Lakers when he was here. I still like his potential, but those are all trials and tribulations that players have to go through in order to secure their spot. Always. He's still a young player, so. Zoe is not in the lineup today, Bill. I'm sorry, Jeeve. He's not in the lineup today, so no. Dan, remember your old ranting videos when we still had D'Lo and Lou Williams and Mitch and Jim? Oh, yeah, man. Now, those were dark days for me. I was really upset with the way the franchise was headed and the direction they were heading. We had no direction. We didn't know who was our cornerstone pieces. We didn't know who our franchise players. And Mitch and Jim just kept making stupid decision after decision. So I was – you also remember how I celebrated when we got rid of them and Magic came and took over. So, yeah, man, exciting times are now. Back then, it was dark times, and I used to say it back then. This franchise will not be able to rise with Mitch and Jim at the helm. We needed to get rid of them. Sure enough, we did, and I'm so happy that Magic is here. Dan, could we sign PG-13 Leonard and keep it? I believe we can, but it has to take a huge pay cut. It might have to be veterans minimum on a one-year deal or something like that. I'm not sure. But, yeah, a lot's going to depend on the summer on who we can re-sign and not. Honestly, the way Brook has been playing, though, if I had to pick between Isaiah Thomas and Brook, I'd take Brook back because he's a 7-footer. He helps us stretch the floor, and it opens it up for Julius Randle and other slashers to get in the paint. I thought we were going to miss D'Lo more. Nah, man, this trade was too good. And the fact that Kuzma, Lonzo, and Josh Hart have panned out is what made this transition that much more easier, Magic knew what he was doing. He knew what he was acquiring when he traded up to get that Kuzma pick. He knew what he was acquiring with Josh Hart and Lonzo. So he knew that guys like D'Angelo, Jordan Clarkson, and Larry Nance were going to be expandable, even though I still missed them and I wish them the best. They were good young players who, they brought some entertainment to LA while it lasted. However, it didn't translate to too many wins. So we need players that are actually going to impact the game and help us translate to wins. Zoe is so fun to watch. He is, man. When he pushes the pace, he does so many good things. His defense, his athleticism, pushing the pace, rebounding. He's just an all-around player, man. All-around player. Some people compare him to Draymond, not as in position, but as in the way Draymond impacts the game defensively, rebounding, and with his energy. I'm not sure if I make the Draymond comparison, but he is an Army Swiss knife, if you know what I mean. Jack of all trades. AD pranked everyone with the unibrow. It was really predictable. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he shaved it. but you kind of got to see how he would look without the unibrow. So pranks on himself because he still has a unibrow, and we got to see how he looked without it. So, Dan, the season was better than expected, but could have surpassed all expectations if Luke had better rotations. I will agree with that, King. And that's why he's going to get mid to low grade from me when I drop my grades at the end of the season. So, like I said, stay tuned for all the content, guys. I got you. You said, Dan, why has Terrence West not been playing Terrence West? Didn't we sign him into a contract for the remainder of the season? Terrence West. Who's Terrence West? I'm not sure who that is, bro. Terrence West not playing. Who are you talking about? You're talking about Travis Ware? Travis Ware, I believe he was sent to the G League to finish. They're like in the playoffs or something like that, and to finish out the games over there. So he gets more playoff experience there and high intensity basketball. So I think that's why they sent him down. Ingram is out today. Yes, he is. Brennan. Concussion protocol. So it should just be one game. I still think Jordan Bell was Magic's choice before Bryant. Imagine that. We still haven't seen what Thomas Bryant is capable of, so I'm gonna reserve my opinions on that. I actually like his potential, so we'll see. Hey Dan, would you trade Ingram and Hart plus 2 first-rounders for Kawhi if he wants out of San Antonio this summer? Then go after Paul George? No, because Kawhi expires in 2019, so you'd be risking him not signing with you, not re-signing. And the way Kawhi's kind of giving the Spurs attitude makes me question his character. I mean, he looks like a really humble dude and all, but we'll see. If you're a true Laker fan, you would have a Mark Madsen jersey. I don't know about all that, brother. I mean, Mark Madsen, he was a good cheerleader, but I would never spend my hard-earned money on a role player that made a measly impact in the championship run. However, I am a fan of Mark Madsen, and he has a good personality. He's a good dude. Ware is playing tonight with the Lakers. Travis Ware, yeah, he should be back. I think so. The real Lakers GOAT is Kwame Brown. More like the worst player of all time is Kwame. But he is the MVP for bringing Pau Gasol with his expiring contract. So shout out to Kwame for his contribution to this championship we had when we added Pau Gasol. Paul George hasn't looked good for OKC. He looks lost. I'm not sure. Have you seen the game? Last I checked, he had dropped 19 at the half or something like that. Hassan Whiteside of the Miami Heat. I like Whiteside, especially because he's capable of hitting that mid-range jumper and his free throws. I love his defense, and he can be great for us in pick and roll. However, what is going to be the asking price for him? Now, if he keeps running his mouth, which I hope he does, then the asking price starts lowering and lowering. So that would be somebody to keep an eye on. That's what I was going to speak to you guys about earlier. What do you guys think of Hassan Whiteside? Personally, me, I think Hassan Whiteside would be a monster next to Julius Randle. That's just me, though. And he would be the answer at center that we need, even though he can't really shoot threes. But like I said, at times he can hit that mid-range jump shot. And his defense is really, really good. And again, another lob, pick and roll offensive weapon for Lonzo and Ingram and guys like that to play and pick and roll with. So, Dan, what was the hardest year to be a Laker fan? That's a good question. Let me see. Hardest year to be a Laker fan? None, man. Honestly, it's easy for me to be a Laker fan. But one of the hardest years to watch would probably be after Dwight Howard left, that we started adding mediocre players. And we won I'm not sure what season it was. We won 16 games only. That was tough to watch. And Kobe kept getting injured, and that was really hard to watch. Just the way Kobe deteriorated, and the Lakers franchise just fall off the face of the map. So that was hard. But it's never hard being a Laker fan. It's super easy, baby, especially when you bleed purple and gold. Dan, do you think Caruso is to blame, or Carmelo is to blame for all of OKC's struggles? If not, who's to blame? I don't think no player is to blame. You can never blame one specific player on the whole team's struggles. However, I feel like that team's just not that deep. I feel like outside of Russell Westbrook, Steven Adams, Paul George, and Carmelo, their bench is trash, and the rest of the players are pretty much G League material. So, yeah, I really don't like any of the other players other than Andre Robertson, who got injured. His defense is really great, but That's the reason I think they're going to struggle. In the NBA, you go through injuries, you go through struggles, but in the playoffs, you better have a bench because if not, you're not going to get very far. Dan, who is your all-time worst Laker player? Yeah, that one's easy for me. For me, it's Smush Parker because if you guys remember when Smush was on the team, the first year we had him, he was really exciting. He was a slashing point guard, the likes of what we hadn't seen in a long time since Kobe. And he was a backcourt mate of Kobe, and he looked promising his first year. However, second year, he got all up in his own head. He was eating his own bread, and basically he got really cocky and then eventually, just fell off the face of the earth and then blamed Kobe Bryant for the reason the Lakers got rid of him. And he was just a ungrateful dude. I mean, Kobe's the reason he had any sort of career in the NBA. He was a street ball legend according to everybody. But Smush, to me, after his first year, I guess his ego got in the way because he just started jacking up a gang of threes and he would break them all, and then he would make some boneheaded plays, and he would really frustrate me, especially because Kobe was in his prime. So yeah, that was probably the one player that really frustrated the crap. I don't want to curse or nothing, but he really frustrated me. And I gotta say, I didn't like the way he spoke of Kobe and the Lakers organization. He said it was overrated playing for the Lakers and Kobe Bryant. You're overrated with that stupid freaking alien-looking line going down the middle of your head. What a weirdo that guy was, man. But that's just me. Dan, if we get Hassan Whiteside and Randall with PG and Lonzo with IG, that would be great. That would be great, man. I'm telling you, I like Hassan Whiteside. And if we could get him at a cheap price, I wouldn't give him too much for him, but maybe that pick we have, I don't know. If they take Lil Dang's contract, let's do it. Give him that pick and another pick for Whiteside, and maybe we throw in Zoo or something, to sweeten the deal. But Roni Turiaf, I love Roni. Roni is one of my favorite Lakers cheerleaders of all time. I mean, he was just on the sideline, and he could actually play too, but I liked him a lot. Kobe Bryant is the worst Laker ever. You got jokes, Junior. Either that or you're trolling, bro. Kobe Bryant is one of the best Lakers of all time. Not just Lakers, NBA players. Luke was pretty bad too. I remember, even though he had good basketball IQ, he couldn't play. He couldn't play that good on our offensive sets. But at times he would get hot, so he wasn't the worst. We need the Cavs to lose so we can get a juicier pick. And they've been winning, man. I expected them to lose versus the Pelicans the other night. They pulled that one out. Tonight was going to be an easy win versus the Dallas Mavericks. So yeah, it's tough. Kwame was so bad. Kwame was really bad. However, at least he tried, man. And he didn't talk bad about the Lakers after he left. So I'm not going to, as long as you try, I give him props. And he was the MVP for bringing Pau Gasol over here because they were looking for an expiring contract at the time. So thank God for Kwame Brown's contract. Bynum was good. I love Bynum. Bynum was good, especially when he hit his prime. He at one point he was better than Dwight. I remember when they would go head to head and he would take it right to him and even dominate him at times. Who do you think is the most underrated Laker of all time? Ooh, that's a great question, bro. I'm gonna have to go with Lamar Odom because from the time that I watched, I didn't see the 60s, 70s, 80s basketball, but from the era that I started watching, like late 90s, Lamar Odom was the most undervalued player. This was a guy who could have been an all-star, but he was so unselfish. He would come off the bench, provide that spark, just give you everything that you needed: playmaking, rebounding, defense. He could even hit the three from time to time, and he made our team so versatile, But yeah, Lamar Odom is one of the most underrated players that the Lakers ever had. And what a pleasure was he to watch him. The trio of Kobe, Gasol, and Pau Gasol. Matter of fact, the foursome of Kobe, Gasol, Lamar, and Bynum was pretty unstoppable during those 3 years, man. Those 4 years when they hit their spurt. So they were a great team, man, to watch. They were fun. Dan, what about Robert Sacre? He had a great attitude, man. I don't talk bad about the dudes that are good people, Even Adam Morrison, he's a good dude. I know he didn't really contribute much, but I'll take all of these people over Smush Parker's bad attitude and ungratefulness for the Lakers giving him an opportunity. That's the reason he never found his footing in the NBA, because he just had a bad attitude. Dan, do you miss Lou Williams? Not really. He was very one-dimensional. Good scorer, didn't do nothing else. Very much Isaiah Thomas, when he's healthy, you know, that's the type of player Isaiah could be when he's healthy. So I don't really miss him. Those players are not hard to find. I think Jamal Crawford could have replaced him if we would have got him. Guys like that, you know. Do you like the Kings? I like them. They're a respectable franchise. They haven't been good since Peja, Mike Bibby, Chris Webber, and Divox. But they're a respectable franchise. I mean, I don't really hate them. It was a fun little mini rivalry we had in the early 2000s, man. Ron Artest was super underrated. He hit big shots in the playoffs and especially in the NBA Finals. I agree with that. He's another underrated player. I agree. But I still take Lamar Odom's versatility, you know, even though I loved Meta's defense. But Gasol was underrated. Yeah, he was a bit underrated, but he was more like improperly labeled soft because he had a more of a finesse style of game back when it's still in like 2008, 2009. Like the Celtics had developed this tough mentality, like bang down low, getting your face type, you know, dirty style of brand of basketball. So everybody thought that in order to get over them, you were going to have to get tougher than them, which in a way kind of has some truth to it. But for the most part, I mean, Gasol did his thing, man. Dan, do you think the Lakers should draft I'm not going to try to say that name, bro. Shooting guard out of Kansas. When he shoots, he is a senior. Like I said, I'm dropping the video soon, so I'm going to hold my thoughts till then, bro. I don't want to leak any information right before I drop the juicy video. So I'm holding on till summer, and I got you guys, though. It's a couple of weeks away before I drop those videos. Would you trade Kuzma and Ingram for Giannis? Ooh, jeez. No comment, bro. No comment on that. I love Kuzma and Ingram, and I also love Giannis. So that's going to be really tough to say no to. You know, Giannis is a once-in-a-generational type talent. You have a sure thing there. The other two are still, you know, projects. They're still in the working, right? They're not sure guaranteed things. So most of the time you'd have to secure that franchise once-in-a-generational type player. But if I did trade for Giannis, I would run him at the point guard, man, because he would be unstoppable. Under Magic Johnson's leadership and guidance, oh, man. Would you trade the Cavs pick to get rid of Dang? Yes, I would. Dan, if we strike out in free agency, should we go after Kawhi Leonard? If Kawhi comes to Lakers, will he be the same player that he was? If we strike out in free agency, all we need to do is, you know, re-sign Brook Lopez for 1 year, re-sign maybe KCP. I doubt it because I like Josh Hart there. But keep your cap flexibility for 2019 because 2019's free agency looks even deeper than this year's. So, but I really don't think we're going to strike out at all. Like, I'm pretty much 85% sure we're going to sign at least one max. Dan, would you trade Randall, Zubats, and the Cleveland pick for Whiteside? Randall, Zubats, and the Cleveland pick for Whiteside to pair with Paul George? No. Randall's an absolute beast. He's starting to take over as one of the top power forwards in the league. You don't trade that away right when he's starting to hit his peak. You know, that's counterproductive. Whiteside, love his defense, athleticism, rebounding. But, I mean, he's not that much of an offensive threat except for catching lobs on hustle, second chance points, and once in a while hitting that mid-range. So, yeah, I'll take Randall. Giannis ain't all that. Oh, my goodness. Somebody needs to get themselves league pass, bro. I guarantee you if you were a Bucks fan, you'd be head and heels over Giannis, man. He's really special. We gotta keep it 100. Even though we're Laker fans, I get you, bro. I love Kuzma and Ingram, and I probably wouldn't trade him neither. But Giannis is somebody to at least consider because he's really special. Dan, remember when the NBA crowds were vicious, especially when Kobe went to Denver or Utah? What happened? What happened is malice at the palace. You know, after that, security, everything, they got strict. Now fans can't even yell bad words or they might get kicked out by security. So that'll tell you, man. Well, it depends what arena. I heard they're strict in certain arenas. So if we get Paul George and re-sign Randall and Lopez, will that be enough? Paul George, Randall, and Lopez? I mean, that'll be enough to at least get us to playoffs and maybe upset some team in the first round. Maybe even, you never know. Depends on a lot of it's going to depend on a young player's development. If Ingram's able to take his game to the next step, same with Kuz, everybody has a different timetable, so you don't know when they're going to arrive. Look, Julius took him to year 4, technically year 3 because year 1 he was injured, but it took him till year 4 if you want to be like straight up, to get to the point where he's at. We could have easily traded him many times, but I'm glad they held on to him because he's really showing what he's worth now. He's proven his worth. So I'd rather have a healthy Porzingis. Porzingis is special, but who knows how he's going to be after tearing his ACL, man, unfortunately for him. So, tough, man. Giannis is going to be a top player in the league once LeBron retires. He might be. He might be the top player, I agree. But there's a lot of guys coming for that throne. You got Anthony Davis. You have Giannis. You have so many superstars. You have KD. They're all coming for the throne. So, who knows who's going to be the top player. Can we ask Deng to take a pay cut so we can sign Randall back? I doubt it. I don't think that's possible. However, we can stretch him, and also we can trade him with a. We have a couple of first-round picks. Eric Pincus, the writer for Bleacher Report, has been writing a bunch of articles on Twitter. I've been reading them about how the Lakers can easily trade Lil Deng by attaching the pick we got from Cleveland plus our 29 first-round pick that people are going to feel like is still going to be projected high. You get it? Because we still have a young and up-and-coming team. So, yeah, they say by attaching both of those picks, you can get rid of them easily. So we'll see. Dan, is there a chance Luke gets cut? Depending on the free agent and his preference in head coaching. So, yeah, there is a chance. Especially if LeBron comes and he decides he wants Fizdale or some coach he likes or knows already. Because remember, Fizdale and LeBron are very close from Miami, right? He was an assistant there to Spoelstra. And LeBron was one of the first ones to tweet when Memphis fired Fizdale. He was like, WTH, what the heck? So, yeah, there's always a possibility. However, it doesn't seem very likely. Dan, would you take it back to what you said? Lil Deng is the worst player ever instead of Smush Parker? Well, I didn't say worst player ever. I said the worst player that I hated on the Lakers was Smush. I dislike Deng. However, Deng is still classy. He's not talking smack or causing distractions, although I thought that was going to happen when he started talking to the media about how he wants to play and stuff. But I respect Deng. Look, let's be real. Anybody in the right minds is going to take that crazy contract from Mitch and Jim. If you want to hate on anybody, hate on those guys. But anybody has to get that insurance for their family, If the Lakers offer you $17 million for a year, you're going to take it. No matter how trash you are or how old you are, you're going to take it because that's guaranteed money that you can take to the bank, and no matter what happens, you're safe. So I don't blame Deng as much as I blame Mitch and Jim, but I understand. I'm not a fan of Deng because he did take the money and because he doesn't really play or give us anything. Dan, please read my comment, please. Why, when it's a foreign player, people always put a S on the name? It's Zubac, Divac, no S. I don't know, man. Good question. Good question. But I've actually heard people from Croatia say Zubac. So even though it doesn't spell it that way in American written form, I think in a foreign country it's pronounced differently. So we got to respect their culture and the way that they say it because they're the originators. I think that's the reason why. Vladi Divac. I understand what you're saying. It's not necessarily there, but that's the way you pronounce the name. Dan, do you think David Stern and Jim Buss single-handedly set back the Lakers for years? Yes, I do. Because for all we know, I mean, look at Vince Carter, right? He's still balling and dunking and stuff because he didn't have as much pressure as Kobe to carry the team for so many years and put that much, For all we know, Kobe could have still been with the Lakers if Chris Paul trade had gone down because Chris Paul would have done the majority of the ball handling and we would have had more championships. We probably would have had more than Boston already. So they really screwed us over there. I really have a lot of respect for Chris Paul. I think he's still one of the top guards in the league. But at that time, he was absolutely the best guard in the league before Steph Curry and all that. So I really hate David Stern because and I know I'm not supposed to hate nobody, Lord forgive me, but David Stern, I hate you, bro. You single-handedly set us back for years, and I'm not happy about that. Still. And Mitch and Jim are just. I don't know so much about Mitch. However, I've been on the record as saying if I was Mitch and I had to sabotage the Lakers in order to appease Jim, I'd rather step down and keep my dignity and potentially have another job opening in the future with the Lakers or somewhere else. So I'm not so mad at Mitch, but I am disappointed in him. As far as Jim, I despise him as well. So, Dan, did you see those 2 goals that Ibrahimovic made? Oh, my God, bro. I think I'm going to start watching the Galaxy. That was one of the funner games I got to see before I went out to have carne asada with my family. Me and my brother were sitting here like we were really getting into it. We were screaming when he made those 2 goals, especially the one he made from close to midfield by first touch before the ball even landed, bro. The way he curved it, it went out and in like that. That guy is just, his skill is second to none, man. He's a beast, even though he's older now. Amazing, man. I'm definitely going to be keeping a closer eye on the Galaxy, even though I don't have a lot of time to watch those games. But I'll be tuning in from time to time. As far as LAFC, I'm not a fan of them because I don't never like teams that come to the same city, trying to take the shine of the team that was already there, the team that was already won championships, the Galaxy, But I understand it's a big market. I just don't like FC, whatever that team's name was. David Stern is from Boston, Dan. Well, there you have it. That's the fact of the day right there. I didn't know that, but maybe that has a lot to do with why basketball reasons occurred. So, yeah, man, whatever, man. David Stern could just take a hike somewhere. I'm so glad he's not the commissioner no more. I like this new commissioner. I think he's good for the NBA. Dan, please answer me. What would be enough to take us to the finals? Kevin Durant and Paul George, or LeBron and Paul George, or a prime DeMarcus Cousins and Kevin Durant, or any combination of major superstar with our young core can potentially carry us there. But we truly need a superstar because it's a star players league. And until our young players become that, we're going to need one if you guys want to take the shortcut. Now, however, if you guys are fine waiting 2, 3, 4 years potentially, then I believe we have a couple of superstars on our team already. But we got to be patient with these guys. Jim Buss made the Lakers take a step back and David Stern for Chris Paul trade or the veto. Yeah, man, just that was horrible. I might take it back. That might have been one of the hardest years to be an NBA fan because I did not respect what David Stern did. And I know he was in his right technically because he owned the New Orleans Hornets at the time, but no, that's why no owner should ever own the team. Like if the GM wants to go ahead and make trades, even if you own the team, you should let them make trades because eventually they're going to get sold. And our trade was good at the time. We were giving up Gasol, Lamar. We were giving up some real value. They ended up with like Luis Scola and I don't remember what the heck else, Eric Gordon and Chris Kaman. They don't have none of them. None of them were franchise players. But the only good thing that came of that is that they were able to tank and get Anthony Davis. So, yeah, that guy is something else, man. You're welcome, Ever. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. Conflict of interest, more like BS, bro. That was riggery to the fullest. And also another person I despise, and this is why I don't root for the Cavs, even though I like Larry Nance and Clarkson, and I always root for the Cavs to exit as soon in the playoffs because of Dan Gilbert. The way he cried to David Stern, that had part of the reason why that trade was vetoed. So the irony is that he was crying about super teams being made and how there was no parity in the league, and then he goes out and he re-signs LeBron, and then he gets all these superstar players he traded for, all-stars. So it's just annoying, man. So you don't believe that David Stern saying that Mitch Kupchak was the reason the trade didn't go down? He said Mitch backed away. No. David Stern just tried to wash his hands because he knows that he can't come to California without pitchforks coming out. Trust me. Absolutely not. And the Clippers also, another reason why I hate the Clippers, because they stepped right in, so there was no chance to dispute it or nothing. They're always C-blocking us, man. I can't stand the Clippers. So either way, man, it is what it is. I know David Stern's a super jerk. Now that I know he's from Boston, I hate him even more. He's probably the only human being in my life that I hate. I don't hate people. The Bible says to love thy neighbor, so I try. But bottom line is, David Stern really, really took a piece of me, took a piece of my childhood, my teenage years, and made me miserable for those years because we could have had something really special. Can you guys imagine a fiery competitor like Chris Paul with a closer, fiery competitor, legend like Kobe? Oh my goodness. That tandem would have been even scarier than the KG Kobe one that we potentially missed out on as well. So, man, coulda, shoulda, woulda, but it never happened, guys. And it hurts my heart to think about that. I'd rather not even think about it at all. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. It was a fun chat. I'm gonna go ahead and get off and get ready for this game. Gotta go get the popcorn, get everything ready, man. And I'll catch you guys right after the game. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. You guys already know what it is, man. Go Lakers. Let's get this dub, and I'll see you guys post-game. Peace.